just to eat the pressure, because I feel like kAAN is gonna have a tough time down here. Shadow Shaman plus Mars, like they pack a punch, and these two heroes pretty fragile at the start. 2 armor on the Clockwerk, 2 on the Wraith King. Unless you're under tower, you're getting hit very hard by this Mars and Shadow Shaman.
Looking at the other lanes, does it sort of get better anywhere else for no bounty hunter in this laning stage?
I don't know. I feel like they're in a situation where all lanes are in favor of Meta4Pro this time again, just like the last time. The mid lane, I guess, can be a little bit of a trip up. It all depends on who's more comfortable, but I've seen a lot of these Queen of Pains do just fine.
Play it again, ntakii. Have a bit of a slow start last game, xactl. Very good impact as the bat.
I think again, we see the nice, he does get the upward. We did see the ntakii again not block his wave. He actually let it go under the enemy mid tower. So that's the second game I've seen him do that. I don't know if it was intentional, but definitely makes his lane a lot harder at the positioning of it. You can see where it is right now. It's not great for a Batrider.
Yeah, xactl doing a fine job even getting some of these CS underneath the tower hits. Position even with the tower beating in, not causing him to lose really too much gold. You see on the top, Vyacheslove come all the way around to try and contest the pull through, see if he can get those denies. Lowskill trying to get as much damage done to Blink whilst Blink attempts to hold the wave outside the tower.
That was perfectly done. So if you can tell the top already you're feeling some synergy between these two, Desire and Blink. That's part that they played together. Desire really took a beautiful pull behind tower, and this is a master tier Earth Spirit. So already I'm seeing some cute stuff. He kicks the Weaver under the tower for some harassment, and he's gonna get this top lane off to a decent start. Which it's a losing lane, but him pulling and resetting is making them actually come out even. I'm really seeing the pressure coming out from this bottom lane. kAAN, he's up to 9 last hits, but I'm seeing when the lane is up here, up at this threshold, he actually can't walk up and get any of these last hits, really. It's quite scary for him. Every time he does step up, he gets hit by a rebuke and a nuke.
And how's he doing on the regen? He's still got, what, just a couple of tangos down. For you!
Yeah, Flash actually bought 2 salve and delivered it on the courier.
That's going to be needed.
He's got it covered.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows he can't do much else. As his Clockwerk, like, even skilling, he skilled Rocket Flare. He knows he's just about, like, pushing the wave out or just clearing the small camp or pulling with doing some harassment damage. He's just... It's a 5 Clockwerk. You're not in the best position.
Yeah, no, he... Stand toe-to-toe with his Shaman and Mars running at them. These early levels. The top. Even trade between the two of them. Yeah, Lowskill farming and Blink just as much. And the Desire continue to play the lane in a way that's not really letting this Weaver and Grimstroke get too aggressive on them.
Yeah, they do get the side pull off here. Stroke is able to finally get a successful pull, so it's going to be able to... It's going to deny quite a bit of experience. We'll see who gets the last hits. I think Blink will be able to secure a couple.
Mid lane, a little bit of an edge for ntakii. Too much bottom. Attempt onto ZipZaper, but just to be able to just push the two of them back with a God's Rebuke any time that they do start to get aggressive. First salve down. kAAN, Quais on Meta4Pro. Zephyr had the salve. He's also got the bottle down. So now
tasting bottom. ntakii could be in some trouble here.
That's actually, we should have this. As ntakii, he's got no way of getting out the river. They do get the deny though.
Nice.
Nice move from Desire. Top lane though with Desire having to head over mid to help out. He does leave Blink on his own, and Meta4Pro immediately makes something happen with that.
Second, the Clockwerk leaves as they get an easy opportunity to go for this kill. As we said, this Wraith King's game is not going to be easy. And they kept the lane positioning as constant. As you see, the Wraith King, I mentioned about a minute and a half ago, he was at 9 last hits. He's at 10. He's not getting a whole lot down here.
It's definitely a rough start for kAAN on this lane. I mean, what sort of level would you say you have to be on the Wraith King to say, you know, I'm leaving this lane completely and just going to...
I've seen a lot of them leave it like 4 and 5. You don't want to until you're around like 5 or 6 in particular, but if you need to, you need to. As Desire, nice DP out.
I mean, yeah.
5 from the aggression.
Yeah, Desire he's doing some nice stuff so far this game. You know, he's come in. As I said, he wasn't with us here for the game 1. But now in this game 2, looking to be some pretty clean moves. Sure is round mid to 9, getting away. Lowest of HP. I mean, it's
top BliNcc is starting to be able to pressure a bit here as it's nighttime.
He's going to have another void as well if he wants to dive with the stick charges, but he's going to let it be, knowing that the Weaver is around.
Looks like they're trying to pressure ZipZaper bottom with kAAN. I see Desire sitting around mid. He has the 1 point in silence now that he hits 4, and ntakii's getting close to 6. They could look to set up onto this Queen of Pain. Rocket Flare to scout the area to secure the rune. He'll get it. Oh, a nice illusion rune too. That's helpful versus Queen of Pain.
Top lane BliNcc again suffering when he's been left alone against these two, even during the nighttime. Grim Weaver combo. His early point causing a lot of issues for him down bottom as well. Meta4Pro. Both of these duo lanes just finding it that much easier than no bounty hunter's lane setup to just get these early kills.
It's exactly the same as the game before right now, the start. Just all 3 cores having a little bit better time than their counterparts. I guess just now Bam took over the Queen of Pain, but...
Water. Tickets coming in. ZipZaper is going to just spear kAAN back. Desire's able to get him a roll onto ZipZaper. Wraith Fire Blast to follow up. Desire finds the setup. Comes in and sets kAAN in a position to get some revenge and take down the Mars.
And immediately he starts moving again, pops an urn on himself, and looks to make more things happen as his Earth Spirit. So yeah, his movements have been nice. Gets a nice needed kill and a deny so far for his team. Those are pretty huge. And he's sitting around the mid area, so he's just waiting to see which opportunity he can take, mid or bottom, as rotation top.
This is sort of the 3rd time that they've been able to go aggressive on him, and they're going to be able to finish him again. 3 times now this top lane BliNcc is... he's just been left alone by his team, and it's certainly hurting. You know, giving these early kills up to a Weaver. You know, Lowskill, he's been able to get every single one of them. Getting these early items, he's gone for the Falcon blade, so he's got some pretty solid early stats on him.
Bottom again.
Another setup. Back onto ZipZaper.
Very nice. So his Desire, he's making these nice moves, and now they actually have the catapult bottom too to continue pressuring with these skeletons. This is nice. BliNcc has to be more careful during all the time. Him giving up these kills is making Desire's efforts a little bit not as good as they normally would be. So just be more careful on the Night Stalker. He's getting a lot of pressure. Mid lane.
Lovely middle setup, yeah, there from ntakii. Straight up with the flame break into the lasso. xactl, he just wasn't ready for that at all. Bottom lane.
Beautiful pushback.
See the move from Lowskill coming in. Chase down onto kAAN.
Oh, he didn't still go.
He didn't. He's got no points in it. He's going to try and run. But Lowskill is going to continue to chase. Flash goes down. The bugs are still on kAAN. As Lowskill, he's going to be able to finish it. Get himself another. This Weaver, you know, we saw it last time, right? Lowskill on his Ember, getting just so involved in the action so early on. We're having it right here again. 8 minutes in. 4-0-1. 8 minutes and a half. Mid lane.
Very clean by him again. Super aggressive as mid. The TP from Quap, he's just instantly dead as he returns. Desire sets up for him.
I mean, so we're seeing, so, you know, the side lanes, you know, definitely Meta4Pro getting some advantage here. I mean, it really does seem, you know, Desire stepping back into this game, and he is the one that everything sort of has to happen around. He's the one that's been doing the setup and getting these kills back for no bounty. Onto the Weaver, they've got enough lockdown though. They don't. Lowskill's able to step out to the side, get the bugs onto BliNcc as BliNcc falls. It's another death on this Night Stalker. BliNcc just struggling to really do anything at all. Lowskill's going to be able to chase down Flash. It's just more kills for Meta4Pro down bottom. I mean, the Desire, he tried to help, but you could see he just noped out there immediately. He knew that this was not gonna end in any fortune for no bounty hunters. Yeah, BliNcc just really struggling this game.
Not quite enough damage at all. Lowskill with a lot of, I mean, of course he gets a nice Ironwood tree as well, but a lot of stat items, particularly with the treads, the wand, and all that. So just a bit too tanky. And they get the tower because of the Shaman wards too.
Radiant's
to make very nice moves. We see kAAN, he makes the way toward top because he knows bottom was way too scary. And he needs to just he needs this farm. So now it's the point
Radiant's
where
middle
it's going to be
tower
kind of
is
this,
under attack.
honestly, kind of like a 3v5. I feel like for no bounty hunter, it's going to get hard for them in these next few moments because BliNcc, he just has to play around Darkness Saint for the next 5 minutes or.
Lowskill teasing around with BliNcc. And on the old HP, so not around too far. We'll have to smoke up from the rest of Meta4Pro. They've got their eyes on mid.
They should go for him. They have to. He's got Boots of Travel finished, and he's 2 levels over their campaign. They got to get this kill if they can.
Oh, xactl. A little off with the initiation there. Couldn't quite close in. They do get the arena down, trapping the 3 of them. They'll, well, maybe not even lose the mark. ZipZaper's still alive. He's able to actually turn, get the spear and the rebuke off. He's actually still alive. He's not even going to die. ZipZaper's able to walk away from it all. They get the 3. They're going to be able to get BliNcc as well. He does die finally at the end of it, ZipZaper to Desire. But still an excellent arena. Following up, which wasn't, the intent is sort of set up for Meta4Pro. They try and get him with this BliNcc swell. They couldn't quite get on top of anyone, but it didn't matter. Yeah, ZipZaper's arena onto the 3 of them just made it, as you sort of said at the start of this game, it's so hard for no bounties hunters lineup that they just got this set of heroes that once they're in that arena, there's no way out.
And the hex on the initial roll onto that Earth Spirit blew his whole initiation. And then he gets to magnetize this stuff already, I think it was later on, but that hex from Keptas was actually so clutch. It broke the whole entire initiation actually from that Earth Spirit to get any spells off, and then allowed Mars to get a full set of everything off up on that high ground as you on that replay.
Yeah, brilliant.
That was really nicely done. Just a quick hex can break so much from an Earth Spirit. That was sick. That was really nice. And yeah, like you mentioned, the Mars, the Queen of Pain ulti, these things, they all just synergize when it's all in that type of area. A little bit better than no bounty hunters. And after the replay, Wraith King, we did see kAAN TP mid and just give up his life to try to hold the tower. So reincarnation on them.
Duty secured for ntakii's bottom. Do you like this from kAAN this game? Getting the armlet and his build up towards the Radiance rather than trying to go for it sort of naked.
Yeah, I think this is like just always amazing with the way Mortal Strike works. But also, other examples is he's playing versus a lot of melee, physical damage, so any extra armor he can get is great. Versus Weaver, Mars, even Shadow, Shaman wards.
Because when you do this one, when you on the way up, are you getting this because you want to turn up, or are you getting this to protect you if they are coming for you? Like kAAN, still main priority will be to AFK farm the Relic Radiance.
It gives you everything. It's just an amazing item. It has so much value on a hero like Wraith King as bottom. Zephyr, he showed himself too long. He was threatening BliNcc for a good like 20 seconds.
Radiant's middle tower
is smoke
is
coming
under
out from
attack.
Meta4Pro just around it.
Well, back straight away. BliNcc getting low. They do have to last it down onto Weaver. They've got the lockdown. Will manage to take down Lowskill. Now they'll turn over towards xactl. BliNcc's in for this. Chase any further. Desire to get back in, but not quite getting the angle to stop the TP of Vyacheslove. Actually, Vyacheslove looking to stop it himself as he feels the fight will continue to go. Shackles into the arena. They manage to lock down Desire. They got the first to take him down. No, not quite. Desire is actually able to live throughout the arena and the shackles. They continue to run in. Can't stand up with a Wraith Fire Blast onto ZipZaper. Water down, but they instantly get themselves out of range of it all. Yeah, there's no bounty hunter with a good punch back, and yet Desire just a little too tanky, I guess, with these sort of the cloak adding up and saves in there in that situation.
Yeah, I think he used 7 stone remnants in that fight due to chase, the silence gong, spread, and magnetize. Huge fight, a big comeback for them to his flash. No miss.
That was a trick. Nice. It's all over the place, xactl.
But what a punchback. I mean, Wraith King almost top of then Worth, Batrider 2 having a very good start after getting boots of travel. He's halfway or more even toward the BKB. Doing some big signs of life for them there. And I always like I'm a big fan, honestly, of the armlet on Wraith King. It just allows you to actually play the hero rather than you're useless when you show up if you're going for Relic. So
yeah, I mean,
he actually can turn up even without Reincarnate.
Because as you say, it's got every reason to be so that great item on him. I mean, why do we sort of see players skip it? Is it just when you're having that good of a game that you know that you're going to get the Radiance sort of uncontested? Is that when you don't go armlet?
Yeah, I guess it all depends on what you're up against too. Like if it's all magic damage, they have a lot of like tick damage as well too, where you can't actually toggle ever and stuff like that. I mean, personally, I think you should almost always get it. Yeah. But if you're getting an absolutely free game, sure. you just get yourself your bigger farming item.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
15 to 9, less than 1k in it for Meta4Pro. They're much closer game far compared to what we saw in game 1.
Yeah, they're really shutting down xactl in particular this game, and xactl's going for more of a kind of a carry-esque Queen of Pain build rather than being more utility with his Weaver. He's actually going for his own Witch's Blade. I think this could hurt him a lot when he's playing versus Night Stalker and versus Bat. Like, he's gonna have no defenses now versus the Silence. I thought he'd go for a Yule. We'll get the TP out up top.
Very close though. That player come a little sooner and seeing that would have been right on top of him, but is able to get away.
Dire's top
Yeah, I
tower
thought he'd go
is
either
under
like
attack.
Yule's BKB or something like that, or
Dire's
just, I mean, even just a
structures
BKB
are
rush in this game
fortified.
for your versus Night Stalker,
Radiant's
but
bottom
okay,
tower
which blade
is under
into
attack.
BKB will be the choice for...
I mean, I think I would imagine that probably what he's thinking, right, is as you say, needs something to save him, but yours alone is just it's never really going to be enough
Dire's
against
top
this lineup of no
tower
bounty
is under
hunter,
attack.
and you never really just want to go naked BKB. So he's got to get
Radiant's
something
bottom
before it,
tower is under
and this
attack.
is the build-up he goes for.
Bottom, getting pressured. The surround is coming though. Desire's got a good
Dire's
initiation.
top tower
Hot shot off the mark. They get the lasso down. They've got him. Lowskill's gone. They'll be able to get Keptas as well. Here it comes in. They're able to pick up the TP out from Vyacheslove. A strong hold around that tier 2, and they're not done yet. They're seeing if they can chase for more. xactl
Got another roll up.
is able to get the angle.
For the Silence.
His eyes in, and there it is. Silence to follow up. xactl. He's still out, but he's got a few stickies on him. Another roll in, blink. He's in. xactl blink in a couple of seconds, but it's not going to be up soon enough. The chase is there across the whole map, and that certainly is one thing that no bounty hunters lineup is very good at. You know, when it sort of gets to these situations where heroes are down and
Radiant's
Meta4Pro
middle
are trying to
tower is under
run,
attack.
these are pretty hard heroes to run away from.
Absolutely. I mean, Desire is... we're really seeing just the humongous difference.
I mean, 2, 1, and 10 dudes, yeah.
Honestly, he's a master tier Earth Spirit. He's delivering in every front. He pretty much solo killed the Weaver down bottom on the initiation with some help. Very little help of the Batrider. He's killing it. He almost has the Vessel done too, and this is huge because now Wraith King, Reincarnate's going to be coming back up. He's hitting level 12. He's got Relic. They're getting some big timings. And Night Stalker, Blink's done Midas. They're feeling good about the outlook.
All right. I mean, I think, yes, you say if they're able to feel the game as it is, you know, 17 minutes in, pretty even. You're getting the Radiance and Midas on 2 of your cores. I think you're happy to scale in this sort of game. I mean, you look at Meta4Pro's heroes who sort of get scarier down the line. I mean, Weaver, you know, is going to start hitting harder, but he's still going to be a Weaver, right? You know, against all the heroes that no bounty hunter has. They've got so many ways to deal with a Weaver. They don't really care about them at the later stage. He's in the mid. They get the jump in onto the action slope. Marina is down. Flash will lose his life for this. And no bounty hunter. They might look to continue the chase now that there's no threat of the arena. Khan's got a DD. Was down. Stop Blink from chasing. The rest of the team are able to just walk around them. A big 1k crit comes crashing down from Khan. He takes the kill. He's able to keep going for more with this DD. He's of course got the Reincarnate to rely on. The last is down onto xactl. With the blink up his away. There'll be a buyback from Keptas. Trying to help his team out. A Hex out into the shackles. They've got the lockdown onto Khan. And they kill him in time. He tries to turn. The Sonic Wave's there. They have the burst to take down the King.
Nice buyback from Keptas. I mean, this is the battle of the 4 positions I'm really seeing in this one. As we did see the last series, how well he played. Great buybacks. That's
They put the silence. Lowskill's in the middle of it all. He hasn't got time out for 30 seconds. He's got to run. The hook shot. Flash is able to hit this one. Straight in he goes. Desire with the follow-up roll. Takes him out. Keptas just accepting his fate there underneath the fire of the Firefly. As Meta4Pro, I mean, it looks solid down the back of that buyback and the way that they got the big kill, they got Khan, but then they ended up continuing to move over onto no bounty hunters half of the map, and they lose a lot for it. ntakii picks up a triple kill, and no bounty hunter, they kick them out as quickly as Meta4Pro moved over.
What a, I mean, massive overcommittal. They must have been feeling themselves after they got that kill on the Wraith King and got the cleanup for the Weaver, but just way over chasing into the enemy side of the map. And Obs and sentries are down there. That's where Weaver suffers. ZipZaper will almost die as well too.
That's all.
But yeah, a tough place for the Meta4Pro to look chasing. opposite, like the sentries placed down is really going to be such a problem for the Weaver before he gets BKB. And yeah, like you said, a little over chase.
Who stalks there?
And each time this happens, even though kAAN died, it doesn't really matter too much. He's straight back out on the map. He's going to get that Radiance and good timing. And Devil did this Midas. Every minute past, the speed that their farm's going to go up is it's going to be very hard for Meta4Pro's heroes to match.
Radiant
They don't really have
scanning.
these incredibly fast, flash farming cores, or at least, nobody with any sort of farming item. Their lineup is built to brawl.
Yeah. And we see, I mean, the lane I was worried about lane positioning a lot of time in this game. No bounty hunters been doing a great job. I've seen like rockets on waves, just like the skeletons pushing out, and they're playing really good with this, just playing around each other. BliNcc now finished on Batrider, so easier ways to actually start the fight is, I mean, they've been having a pretty easy time starting them anyway. 19 to 18, mid tower secured. And Meta4Pro, they're trying to finish up these items. We see Lowskill has to go for BKB, and he's going for Lincoln's after to protect himself. So his damage, it's gonna slow down.
Yeah, and if his sort of physical right click isn't scaling up this game, I mean, whose is on their lineup right there? They're going to be, pretty stuck with the burst that they have to offer. And if that sort of burst doesn't kill these big heroes, and let alone, killing the Wraith King twice, the fights are only going to get harder and harder.
Yeah, definitely. It's getting pretty scary for them, and I think they're gonna have to start maybe doing some like suicide split pushing too, to just pull people out, because they're getting surrounded too much by this good ganking lineup that no bounty hunter does have. They have to have better opportunities and split them up a little bit more to catch them off guard. Just need better information too. They can't get wards out right now. They're actually gonna start Roach right now. They do have the night time available.
Is down, but xactl jumped into this. xactl's just dead. They lose the crop on the front lines for 45 seconds, and they get nothing during the arena. If they're not getting kills then in the fight, when are they? Now Meta4Pro, they've got to run Desire. Beautiful angle across the trees. He catches out Lowskill on retreat. Lowskill does have the BKB, will pop it, but he's having to use it to run. They've got a Dust to catch him after the BKB usage, so continuing to maintain vision. Time lapse back. He's still on the retreat, Lowskill. He should be able to get just far enough away to stop them from chasing. But immediate pressure there, and no hesitation really from ntakii. As soon as Meta4Pro showed themselves, as soon as really that Hex came out, Desire, he was just straight up to the high ground to get the information for his team to take a solid team fight.
xactl is getting destroyed this game. This Queen of Pain just can contribute nothing. That's why it's like, I mean, he has a witch to play, but you said it feels bad for BKB, but with the bad game that he's had, he's contributing nothing in the fight. He just gets tired, absolutely focused down and killed. And now they're starting to build these bigger items, and the Nightstock is getting closer to his BKB too, and this is problematic. Desire has completely ripped this game apart with his
yeah, the squad's going to be very happy that it was able to rejoin them in the game too. Now,
Is the great.
Team's got Stalker, and by the looks of it, Flash as well. So Meta4Pro able to pick up some kills after losing the initial Roche fight, and
I think I think Lowskill also realized I don't think he can go Lincoln. Even though it's a good Lincoln's
he's got to have more punch.
I think he's realizing, yeah, he needs more damage. He's literally all the damage right here. Until the Queen of Pain has BKB, he's gonna have to do like two heroes worth pretty much.
Definite pressure though for Meta4Pro. It does. It's very easy to sort of feel that this is just going to be another Wraith King game. kAAN just in great position to set him up. Timings are more than fine for this sort of game. Is definitely sort of Meta4Pro up against some of the things that are just considered very strong this patch.
And they're going to be doing it into a triple BKB or quad BKB lineup that's really going to be kicking off pretty soon. Wraith King's got one queued up. Batrider has it finished. Earth Spirit's got one queued. Knights, they all have it pretty much getting ready to be built up for this game. As we said, there is a commanding amount of team fight on this Meta4Pro lineup, but you just get those BKBs, you can just walk out of the Mars arena, you can reset where the team fight is, or you can just get the initiations every time. So 5k gold lead. No Bounty are doing a great job.
Mine is truly a blessed bounty.
Ready to start. Pushing down there. At least kAAN just getting the skeletons out.
Dire's middle tower
Sitting back,
is under
but-
attack.
Under the cover
Okay,
at this night
Blink.
time, they could definitely look to go.
Blink has actually gone for a Blink himself instead of going for the BKB first, so we've
Alright.
seen this a lot on these Night Stalkers. It's massive. And I mean, I don't know how you play Shadow Shaman now until you have a BKB too, so I feel like this is going to be a big game of what we're looking for match community on both sides. Because there's so much invasive plays that can go on.
Looking for some of these easier objectives that are still there on the map here. No Bounty, it's still a tier 1 to be taken down bottom.
This downtime is all good for them though. You know, they've
Oh,
got
for
the
sure.
Midas,
Yeah.
they've got the Radiance, they've got this very good scaling late game draft wall. I do feel like Meta4Pro, they don't want to be playing from behind. So all this downtime, it hurts them. It's just the Weaver really getting the biggest benefit of it, but I'm also at the same time, they don't mind either because xactl just needs
Dire's
BK to
bottom
build to play
tower
Dota.
is under attack.
How close is he? Oh, he's pretty
Dire's
much
very
bottom
close.
tower has fallen.
They're taking his creeps though. He pinged for the last 2 waves and they took it from him.
No, he did. Oh, no, that's not
Yeah,
a
he
good
did.
start. Well, he was pinging him and they
Dire's
weren't leaving him
bottom
for him.
tower is under
Keptas
attack.
took
Yeah.
the small camp too and he was going for it.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Dire's structures
Good sign.
are fortified.
He's 20 gold
Dire's
short of
middle
it now.
tower
Or
is
actually,
under
sorry, he
attack.
just finishes it up now. So
Radiant's top tower
they
is under
can look to
attack.
fight now with that. And we are seeing Lowskill. He is going back for the Lincoln, so he did want
Dire's
one
bottom
farming
tower
damage
is
item
under
before
attack.
that. But as we said, it's such a good Lincoln's game, and it's really all about if he can dodge that control and silence for himself.
And then,
Slow down this.
I mean, what do you sort of expect after Lincoln's? You know, you say he's got to do so much. What would be sort of the most efficient damage item for him to get this one?
Dire's middle tower is under
Rapier?
attack.
No, he probably needs
Radiant's
something like a
top
Daedalus
tower
slash
is under
Rapier, but
attack.
it's also he's playing for Radiance, so it's like
You can't, yeah, and how much is he missing?
Dire's
there?
middle tower has fallen.
that'll be up to him, which he really
Radiant's
feels will be the
top
best. If he
tower
wants the
is under
MKB, he
attack.
wants damage though, right? MKB, Daedalus,
Dire's
Rapier, I feel like
bottom
those are the best.
He's got to go. Yeah,
It's
it has to be one of those three, I'm sure. Unless he wants to sort of go the route of Scardy. I mean, would you be okay with that, or do you think that just
Dire's bottom
wouldn't
tower
do
has
enough?
fallen.
Like, you've got BKB and Lincolns. Do you really need to get another item that's sort of, you know, it's a bit of an all-rounder, right? Offers you a bit of offensive, bit of defensive.
I'm honest, not too sure. It's really tough to decide really for the Weaver this game. Is you've got a really uphill battle to climb
Radiant's
versus
top
this
tower is
Wraith
under
King.
attack.
Now see kAAN as well. After his BKB, also going to look to chirp the Blink. I mean, and then you put Blink Wraith King, Blink Night Stalker, a Clockwerk shotting in, a back coming at you with a Blink, Desire rolling in. I mean, they've literally got 5 initiators. So many options to start the
Dire's bottom
fights
tower
with
is under
on
attack.
November.
This honestly is like one of the. I think you're just gonna see the fight turn up, and everybody is just gonna get golden. Everyone's just gonna BKB pop. 'Cause I think like, literally every hero in the game has an argument to get one,
Radiant's
except for,
top
like
tower
Clockwerk.
is under attack.
Shadow Shaman, Mars, I see them both. Yeah, they've got it queued up. Grimstroke will never get it. So the 5 positions, they've got no hope. But all other 8 heroes in the game have an excellent argument for this time around.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Like, you don't see many games where there's 8 heroes with a BKB. And maybe,
Yeah.
maybe sort of 6, but yeah, as you say, 4 of them. Gonna jump in, here's the commitment straight away. He's gonna look to pull back to Shaman. Xactl, he decided to start the fight again. He's out for 50. Oh, didn't get the BKB off.
Blink though.
And flash, low skill, he gets a couple in return. I mean, it's 2 for 2. Definitely not the worst trade that the Meta4Pro have found. But Desire's on the hunt, silence. Onto low skill, he's got the time lapse out to the side. Trying to hold back kAAN with the spear. But I mean, if Meta4Pro can sort of leave this like this is definitely not the worst situation for them. kAAN, they're thinking aggressively. I mean, if they can kill kAAN, this is going to be a brilliant defense for Meta4Pro. Desire rolling in silence down onto both the Shaman and the Mars. Sets up for them to both fall as kAAN comes back with that second life after reincarnation.
Again though, I mean this one definitely on xactl. he had, I feel like he had a solid, almost.
Can we get a replay?
Actually click his
Yeah, but
BKB.
did he get instantly disabled? Or?
Yeah, I mean, Batrider blinked in, walked up to him and lassoed. He has to get, he has to just be able to click BKB before that happened. That really hurts them so much in the fight, just not having their mid, because he didn't click it. He was really slow on it.
Bounty.
Like, we're gonna see, watch the way the bat blinks in. Like, okay. It was, the bat, he hesitated though. It's like a full second he had to click it. If he clicks BKB, it's very likely he doesn't die there. He doesn't eat the Earth Spirit damage, the silence, etc. And a lot of damage missing out from that mid player.
Yeah, they need the burst the Sonic way. Yeah, there we go. We'll see it again. So the time he had a couple of seconds, I want to say.
Right, he had a long window, I felt.
I mean, because if you're the Quap in that situation, right, he knows that the bat's going to lasso him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're on the outside there, and you know, like, you're gonna get lassoed, but the rest of the follow-up besides hookshot, it's all magic.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be able to protect yourself, unless Wraith King like bricks you and then you get hookshotted and they somehow do like some perfect kind of thing. Even then, I don't feel like they'll be able to burst.
I mean, either way, they're gonna have to focus more on him to kill him through lasso,
Exactly.
and you're sort of turning a bad situation into a pretty good situation, right? If the bat's ever lassoing someone that is BKB, that's a big plus for Meta4Pro in these fights.
Absolutely. ntakii, spear is actually off the mark, and he's gonna be just fine because of that. That would have been a very big pickoff. They could have gotten a lot of space on the map because of that. Couple little misplays coming in here.
And that's
They are claiming the high ground though. See what they can get. They're gonna get a D ward as well.
It's just the thing, though, you know, when sort of these back and forth actions happen, you know, both teams making some mistakes, it's, you know, Meta4Pro, they need to be the ones getting much more out of this. Any sort of play that's just matched, as we say with this Midas and the Radiance, these scaling heroes, this lead is only going to get bigger and bigger for no bounty hunter.
They're actually looking for a con here. Desire's gonna jump in, which gets
Pretty tacky though, but this time the Sonic waves out. xactl's able to burst down through the Earth Spirit, take out Desire. ZipZaper dying within his own arena though. They're taking out two on the side of that match, so they're going to get more. It's Lowskill, but this is off another. Multiple buybacks coming out as they're trying to turn, but the Shackle's there. Keptas gets the grab onto ntakii. Sets up a triple kill for Lowskill. Lowskill might not be done yet. Does he want to go for more? They look to be respecting the buybacks from both Blink and Flash before trying to chase further.
Huge win for Meta4Pro there. Great reset too, and he actually does queue up the Scotty, by the way, on Lowskill, so good suggestion. It actually is seeming like feeling like he can just tank up.
Yeah, it's safe, and of course it's always going to be nice against these heroes like Wraith.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely makes sense. And he's playing versus so many of these like BKB, so the slow through the BKB is going to be nice, reduce some of that. Sure, that'll be nice. Reduce some of that lifesteal too, I believe, too, from the Wraith King. But here we saw Desire. Rolls in, doesn't pop his BKB, gets fully controlled by the opposite 4 positions. So again, I'm really seeing a lot of these 4 position battles of initiation kicking off. And as you said, Queen of Pain got a full spell kit unloaded that time.
And all the difference. And count is up. No Batrider for 30 seconds.
ED rune as well.
Only for a little bit, but I mean, that little bit definitely helping out. Roshan already down to pretty much half HP. Flash has the hook shot. They know that Flash knows that they're in there with their rocket flare that he started off with. So we'll see if they get anyone in position to block off that hook shot. Actually, they're just going to start the fight. kAAN, he just goes straight in. Roll forward from Desire and making the move onto ZipZaper. ZipZaper's able to turn burst through kAAN. There's the hook shot. Flash gets it onto Keptas on the back lines. Keptas trying to get his way out of this, and he's able to walk out as ZipZaper retains him with the Mars arena, but indeed the space is there. No bounty on the takes down Roshan. Get themselves the Aegis, and now they'll push on. They've taken out 3. Lowskill. He's doing his best to escape. He's hiding inside the pit. BliNcc trying to find him. He time-lapses over. The BKB's ended. The Shikuchi speed, he should be able to make his way out of here. kAAN not quite able to get in range, but Desire, he is. Comes in from the side. Landing the stun. Desire sets it up. As that's Lowskill down and down for 90 seconds. As that purchase of the ultimate orb in towards his Skadi means that he is short of the buyback goal. And that's pretty big. The rest of his team has buybacks. He does not. For 80 seconds, he's out because of that orb purchase.
Middle tower has fallen.
They maybe threaten 2 sets here. It's a little bit risky, but what a jump for both kAAN and Desire. These double BKB cores just they kick off the fight, and it just caused
Dyer's
absolute
middle
havoc for
barracks
Meta4Pro.
has fallen.
Oh, they're just cleaning through the buildings now,
Dyer's bottom
especially with the
tower
AC on its
is
way over to kAAN. It's going to help speed this up
Dyer's
even
middle
further.
barracks has fallen.
Again, just such a painful moment for Lowskill to just be, what, 100, 200 gold short of his buyback. As with that, they may have very well been able to put together a defense for at least one of these rounds.
And they just have done an excellent job of slowing down that lead. Immediately kicks off into a huge fight for no bounty hunter.
I mean, they know, they've realized by now that kAAN, that this Lowskill Weaver has no buyback. Lowskill cannot get back into this. And with that jump, they take down one kAAN. Got the BKB ready for round 2. He's looking at going on to Keptas. He will go out with the BKB TP. They'll back off now. Give a bit of respect to the buyback from Vyacheslove. They're going to know that this game has just gone into an even more comfortable position for them. So they do have Desire on the way out. So getting something, but the rest of No Bounty Hunter away. Of course, damage has been done. 2 sets of racks taken, and that lead just continuing to grow. 16k lead now.
This sustains.
It was looking like they might make this potential comeback there too.
Yeah,
After
see on the graph. Yeah.
2 fights, but yeah, that last one was real rough. They're committed in the pit and just I mean, couldn't ask for a better jump really from No Bounty Hunter. I mean, Desire's just been, this Earth Spirit has been absolutely controlling these fights.
Oh yeah.
Like a monster.
I mean,
320, like.
Radiant.
yeah, I think we sort of saw after the first game has, very much, with these teams, you've got to identify sort of the players that have sort of these star heroes. And after game 1, Meta4Pro made a pretty good case of having Keeper of the Light always being banned out against them. And yeah, after this game 2, I think if you are a team that's going to be running into No Bounty Hunter, you don't let Desire get the Earth Spirit.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's just always getting the right targets, and with BKB it makes it a lot easier. We did see the one fight that they had go south. It was actually when he just got it. He didn't click the BKB, so yeah, they've just been really good starts to the fights. They always get the jumps that they want. Meta4Pro, we're still seeing them being able to fight back here. They have a gem on Vyacheslove. Gonna control at least a little bit of the map and make sure that Lowskill isn't under a sentry in the fights. Lowskill.
Very close to having his full Skadi. I mean, we'll see if he does opt to spend up or if he is going to hold on to his buyback. This time around. Some nice items being found, yeah.
I think Keptas also now, they're giving actually Keptas these creep waves for his BKB. The Shadow Shaman is about to have it done, and then he can actually just focus fire a target. Then, he's going to be able to get a full shackle onto any of these where they can focus fire. Looking at ntakii, Timeless Relic, Octarine, level 25 finish. So a pretty big beast right now on this Batrider. Firefly's going to be up almost every time, and Lasso's got a very low cooldown now. And yeah, Lowskill committed the gold, so no buyback if he does get caught out. Has to be very careful, and now he queues up.
I mean, he needs it. Especially, as we say, going for sort of the halfway house item with the Skadi. It's not really going to step up his damage output by nearly as much as something like a Daedalus or an MKB, but definitely the safer item across the board. So yeah, he's going to need that big one coming next. It's going to be a bit of time away. And still, of course, just 800 go into it. But we'll see if Meta4Pro can continue to hold.
And No Bounty Hunter, they took a long time to actually get toward top. The Aegis is getting reclaimed right now. And I believe they did use the cheese as well in the last fight, so they don't have Aegis or cheese. Have to be a little bit careful of getting speared into the base or speared into a bad position.
Looks like No Bounty Hunter are ready to sort of put the feet on the brakes a little bit. I mean, again, I think they are still in the position where I don't know how badly they really need to force that third set of racks down. I mean, they're sort of just owning the map. It's very unlikely the Meta4Pro's heroes are going to really catch up with that of No bounties. They play it safe.
Absolutely agreed. I think if they really wanted to play super safe, you actually just play for that third rush and just keep forcing in the lanes, keep them on the back foot, and then you're going to get a free Aghanim Scepter or free pressure start for your team. You'll be able to do so much, and they now have to go address the lanes constantly on Meta4Pro, and you have a Batrider, you have a Night Stalker, you have an Earth Spirit, you have the best heroes to punish those split pushers.
Radiant are scanning.
So yeah, just, I mean, finish level 25 on Wraith game, get his Abyssal, take it easy. Just, I think you can just sit back and don't need to force anything here. The onus is on Meta4Pro. Blink, getting set up on top. Oh, Minotaur Horn. Those saves his BKB as well. And they get all the bounties.
For the treasury.
I mean, if you're Meta4Pro, then what's the plan here for you? You're sort of just saying, well, we are going to play it, you know, it's just safe around this Weaver, wait until Lowskill has his Wraith here. And they're going to smoke up and see what they can find, but I feel like they're really hoping to find a hero on their own. If they sort of walk into the full lineup, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I think right now this is a smoke to get some vision down, see and determine where the no bounty owners have vision, because you have a gem. And then if you see anybody split, right? If you see two people showing the 2 lanes like that, then you can make a move. But see, no bounty owner is not making that mistake. They're all getting together toward top. And they're setting up for the push. kAAN has hit 25. He has purchased his Abyssal, and he has a Penta edge sword.
Oh, nice to jump. Look at the last go out. Dragon ZipZaper straight away, and he's down. Flies back immediately. Keptas being got upon by Flash. Flash has the combo shot on Keptas. Gets the wall down somewhere. Does push back the 4 of them. Will allow it to burn free Flash. Lowskill is trying to focus down the squishy heroes on the backlines. He's looking towards Desire. He's going to be able to take it. As kAAN has the BKB TP out. They lose 3. A good hold here from Meta4Pro. They get the combo out the arena into the 4-man wave with Lowskill taking them down 1 by 1.
ntakii, will he get caught here? He will not. He'll actually be able to blink away. And yeah, Flash, it looked like a good initiation onto the Shadow Shaman, but the rest of his team going to back him up. They actually had to immediately reset away as soon as Mars buys back. Just too much of a pressure position. I think it was like a 3-man ink swell as well by Lowskill in the middle of everybody.
Let's have a look.
Dire's top
this was brilliant start right for no bounty. You're getting the Mars away. When do you sort of need to say we've got to hold off? They needed to respect this buyback from the Mars more?
Yeah, I think right when the buyback comes out, they should have already been kind of resetting. All right, Desire overcommitted a little. We see a 3-man ink swell connects. Then we see, like we were talking about also, everybody in the fight just goes golden. It's all these BKBs happen, so it's just full panic to disengage. But yeah, because that Mars buyback and because Queen of Pain had a pretty much full duration BKB there, they have to step away. Gonna buy time for Lowskill to get that rapier. He's very close to it.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's going to have to sell something anyway. I mean, you only got to imagine he's going to, of course, sell that Falcon Blade. And then, yeah, he's less than 1,000 away. He can take that Falcon Blade, sell into account, so.
Maybe he sells treads.
Whatever the... Surely not. I mean, Falcon Blade's not that nice, is it?
Mana, I mean, it's decent mana regen and stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure which one he sells.
I mean, maybe you're right. I mean, you know,
he'll replace both eventually.
People love Falcon Blade nowadays, yeah.
Oh, he has the ninja gear, right? So that's why I figure he's gonna sell the boots.
True, that's true.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway, but
I mean, either way, he's going to gear up to sort of get rid of both of them for sure. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe Falcon Blade is indeed the more value slot at this stage than the Shreds, yeah.
And now, I mean, Roche is up, but this is now in a position where no bounty owner. They tried to force the issue top, and now Roche is up, and they can't actually just straight force this. But they're gonna try. Okay.
I mean, what's sort of your worry with them doing this? You feel that if Meta4Pro catch wind of this, they will bring them a pretty good fight around the pit?
They all have buyback, so I think they're kind of okay with this. Okay. I actually thought that they were short on buyback and weren't no bounty owner, but they all do have buy. So this is actually okay. They can commit this for free.
Very nice. As we saw, Desire, he's now with the shard on the Earth Spirit. Is it good as an Earth Spirit player? When do you normally think about buying a shard in a game? Like, is this sort of the usual time, or could you maybe make arguments for other items that you want before you invest that $1,400 on some extra stuff? Oh, we will. Going to be able to get the lasso down onto xactl. They'll burst it to begin things. xactl, of course, flying back immediately. Lowskill with the BKB trying to focus down this Night Stalker. The two of them are still bound together. Bring down a second as they focus through Vyacheslove, but both of them coming into the fight for a second time with the buyback. Lowskill keeping his distance. They've been able to stun kAAN in position. kAAN's down the ones, but they've lost the Shaman. They'll lose the Mars. They're going to lose xactl a second time as Flash comes in with a hook shot to control him for the BKB. Lowskill's trying to do his best to just cut these creep waves. But as you can see on the map, no bounty hunter. They do have that top wave moving in, so they will still be able to set up to do the damage in the base. And there's no Queen of Pain or Mars buyback available now after the usages there in that last fight.
No one even picked up the refresher shard. It's like it's still in the pit. They actually just completely forgot about it. But I mean, Queen of Pain again. Exactly. Got both of his decks. He got 0 spells off. He got like 1 shadow strike off and just dies. Gets a chain silence, chain lockdown. Essentially just the Weaver fighting for the most part alone inside of that one with the rapier, and he buys up a Crystallis now. He feels like he needs your damage and see what he can do.
Lowskill against the world. He's got the back with 2 supports, so he's not going to have Keptas. Keptas getting jumped on straight away by ntakii, and over to the side. Hook shot into the abyss, he's being locked down. Lowskill, he's not going to be able to get a single move off. As GG is called, no bounty hunter will take this game too. Meta4Pro trying to do their best to really get towards the end of it, but I mean, as we saw throughout it all, no bounty hunter just having the superior scaling lineup, and pretty much for most of this game, they were far, far ahead in terms of golden levels.